Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Before we begin today's update, I want to share something important with you. Many of you have been watching this channel for a long time, and you've gotten used to hearing updates from our regular host. Unfortunately, he hasn't been feeling well recently and has been dealing with some health issues. So for the time being, I'll be stepping in to help continue bringing you these Social Security updates. He wanted me to personally thank all of you for the support you've shown this community over the years, and I want to promise you something right away. The goal of this channel isn't changing. We're still here to give clear, calm information about Social Security, retirement benefits, and the financial issues that matter most to seniors and people living on fixed incomes. No panic, no rumors, just facts explained in plain language. Now, today's update is actually an important one, because the Social Security Administration has issued a new warning to millions of beneficiaries across the country. And when seniors hear the word warning connected to Social Security, it naturally raises a lot of questions. Some people immediately worry their benefits might be reduced. Others wonder if payments could be delayed. And many retirees are asking the same question right now. Is something changing with Social Security checks? Here's what's really happening. Over the past few weeks, the Social Security Administration has begun alerting recipients about several new developments involving account verification, fraud protection, and benefit record reviews. For most people, these updates won't change the amount of their monthly check, but they could affect how the Social Security Administration verifies information and how certain cases are reviewed moving forward. Let me explain why this matters. Right now, more than 70 million Americans receive Social Security benefits. That includes retired workers, people receiving disability benefits, and individuals who rely on supplemental security income. And unfortunately, as the number of beneficiaries grows, scammers and identity thieves have also been targeting these programs more aggressively. In fact, federal investigators say Social Security-related fraud attempts have increased significantly over the past few years. That's one of the main reasons the SSA has begun tightening verification procedures and issuing warnings to recipients. But here's the key point many headlines leave out. This warning is not about cutting benefits. Your current Social Security payments are still being issued under existing law. Checks are continuing to go out every month just as they always have. What the agency is trying to do is prevent mistakes, prevent fraud, and make sure benefits are calculated correctly. Still, there are a few changes and reminders included in this warning that seniors should understand. Some involve how the SSA verifies identity. Some involve earnings records for people who are still working, and some involve protecting beneficiaries from scams that could put their payments at risk. We're going to walk through all of that together today in simple, clear terms. Because when it comes to retirement income, clarity matters. And before we go further, if you find updates like this helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. Our goal here is to keep you informed about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, cost of living adjustments, and any financial programs that could affect seniors across the country. Now let's talk about what this new SSA warning actually means for people receiving benefits right now, because this is where many people start getting confused. And once you understand what the agency is really saying, the situation becomes much easier to navigate. When the Social Security Administration sends out a warning or notice, it doesn't automatically mean something negative is happening to your check. In many cases, it simply means the agency is reminding beneficiaries about rules that already exist, or letting people know that new verification systems are being used to protect accounts. Right now, the biggest focus of this warning involves three areas: identity verification, earnings reporting, and benefit record accuracy. Let's start with identity protection, because this has become one of the fastest growing concerns for federal agencies. Over the past several years, investigators have reported a large increase in fraud attempts targeting Social Security recipients. In many cases, scammers pretend to be government representatives. They may call, send emails, or even send text messages claiming there is a problem with your Social Security account. Some of these messages sound convincing. They might say your benefits will be suspended unless you confirm personal information. Others claim there is a problem with your Social Security number. But here's what the Social Security Administration wants every beneficiary to understand very clearly. They will never call you unexpectedly and ask for your full Social Security number, your bank account information, or a payment to fix your benefits. If someone contacts you demanding money or asking for sensitive information, that is almost always a scam. This is one of the main reasons the SSA issued this new warning. The agency wants beneficiaries to stay alert and protect their personal information. Now let's talk about the second part of the warning, which involves earnings reporting. Many retirees today continue working part-time after claiming Social Security benefits. Some people work a few hours each week. Others take seasonal jobs or consulting work to supplement their retirement income. There is nothing wrong with working while receiving Social Security, but there are certain rules that apply before you reach full retirement age. This is where many people get confused. For individuals who claim benefits before full retirement age, the Social Security Administration sets an annual earnings limit. If you earn more than that limit, part of your benefits may be temporarily withheld. For example, in recent years, the earnings limit has been a little over $20,000 per year for those under full retirement age. If someone earns above that amount, the SSA may withhold a portion of their benefits until the following year. However, that money is not lost forever. Once you reach full retirement age, the Social Security Administration recalculates your benefit and gives you credit for those months. The purpose of this rule is simply to keep the system fair between early retirees and those who continue working. The new SSA warning reminds beneficiaries to make sure their earnings are reported accurately so that their benefit calculation stays correct. Now let's look at the third part of the warning, which involves reviewing earnings records. Your Social Security benefit is calculated based on your highest earning years throughout your career. Those earnings are recorded year by year in the Social Security system. But sometimes mistakes can happen. Maybe an employer reported wages incorrectly decades ago. Maybe someone worked under a slightly different name or Social Security number earlier in life. Or maybe records from older jobs were never fully updated. When those types of discrepancies appear, the SSA may send a notice asking the beneficiary to verify certain information. That doesn't mean there's a problem with your benefits. It simply means the agency wants to make sure your payment is calculated correctly. In fact, correcting an earnings record can sometimes increase a person's benefit if missing wages are added back into their work history. Another reason reviews can happen is identity verification. In certain cases, the SSA may request documentation to confirm personal information if the system flags something unusual. This could involve confirming your mailing address, verifying a bank deposit account, or providing identification when updating an online Social Security account. While these requests can sometimes feel frustrating, the goal is to protect beneficiaries from identity theft and prevent fraudulent changes to benefit payments. Here's what this means for you. Most Social Security recipients will not see any change to their monthly payment because of this warning. The checks are continuing to go out on schedule, and the benefit formulas themselves have not been altered. But the agency wants beneficiaries to stay aware, keep their information accurate, and remain cautious about scams. Understanding these steps can help prevent problems before they start. And as we continue, we're also going to look at the bigger financial picture affecting retirees right now, including cost of living increases, payment schedules, and the financial support programs that many seniors are watching closely. Now that we've talked about the warning itself and why the Social Security Administration is increasing verification and security checks, let's look at the bigger financial picture that many retirees are focused on right now. Because for millions of seniors, the real concern isn't paperwork or account verification. It's the rising cost of living. Groceries cost more than they did just a few years ago. Utility bills continue climbing in many states, and healthcare expenses remain one of the largest costs for retirees living on fixed incomes. This is exactly why Social Security includes something called the Cost of Living Adjustment, also known as COLA. The purpose of COLA is to help benefits keep pace with inflation so that the purchasing power of your monthly check doesn't fall behind as prices rise. Each year, the adjustment is calculated using inflation data collected by the government, specifically the Consumer Price Index. When inflation increases, benefits usually increase the following year. For example, if someone receives a monthly Social Security benefit of about $1,800 and a cost of living adjustment adds 3%, that would raise their payment by roughly $54 per month. That might not sound like a huge increase, but over the course of a full year, it adds up to more than $600 in additional income. For retirees receiving closer to $2,400 per month, a similar adjustment could mean an increase of around $70 each month. These adjustments are designed to help seniors maintain stability as everyday costs change. But this is where many people start asking another question. If benefits increase, why do some retirees still feel like they're falling behind financially? One reason is that certain expenses, especially healthcare and housing, sometimes rise faster than the overall inflation measure used to calculate COLA. Another reason is that many seniors rely on Social Security as their primary source of income. According to government estimates, roughly half of retired households receive at least half of their income from Social Security benefits. For some individuals, it's even higher. That means even small changes in monthly expenses can have a big impact on financial stability. Now let's briefly talk about payment schedules, because this is another topic that creates confusion for many beneficiaries. Social Security payments are typically issued on Wednesdays based on your birth date. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, your payment usually arrives on the second Wednesday. If your birthday falls between the 11th and 20th, payments normally arrive on the third Wednesday. And if your birthday is between the 21st and the end of the month, payments are usually sent on the fourth Wednesday. For individuals receiving supplemental security income, payments typically arrive at the beginning of the month. Most of these payments are deposited electronically, which means they appear directly in your bank account or direct express card. Occasionally, a payment may appear slightly later than expected because of bank processing times, weekends, or federal holidays. In those cases, the deposit usually appears within a day or two. Another topic many retirees have been asking about recently involves financial relief programs or stimulus-style proposals. From time to time, lawmakers in Washington introduce proposals aimed at helping seniors manage rising costs. These proposals sometimes include temporary payments, tax credits, or expanded assistance programs. It's important to understand that proposals do not always become law, but they do reflect the ongoing conversation in Washington about supporting retirees who depend on fixed incomes. Some states have also created their own assistance programs. These may include property tax relief, energy assistance for heating and cooling bills, or small supplemental payments for certain seniors. Availability depends on where you live, which is why state-level programs can vary widely across the country. All of this highlights something important. While Social Security remains the foundation of retirement income for millions of Americans, many retirees rely on a combination of benefits, savings, and local support programs to maintain financial stability. Understanding how these pieces work together can make a real difference when planning month-to-month finances. Now, as we bring everything together, let's focus on what matters most for you as a Social Security recipient. The most important thing to understand is that this new warning from the Social Security Administration is primarily about protection and accuracy. It is not a notice that benefits are being cut, and it does not mean monthly checks are stopping. Your payments are continuing under the current Social Security system, and the schedules we discussed are still in place. What the agency is trying to do is prevent fraud, protect beneficiary accounts, and make sure benefit records remain accurate. Here's what this means for you. First, it's a good idea to review your Social Security information at least once a year. Checking your earnings record helps ensure that all of your work history has been reported correctly. Since your benefit is calculated using your highest earning years, even a small correction can sometimes make a difference. Second, remain cautious about phone calls, emails, or messages claiming to be from Social Security. The SSA will not demand payments or threaten to suspend benefits over the phone. If something feels suspicious, hang up and contact the agency directly through official channels. Third, continue planning your monthly budget around the income you know is reliable. For many retirees, Social Security is the foundation of their financial stability. Managing expenses carefully, especially for healthcare, housing, and utilities, can help maintain peace of mind even when prices fluctuate. Before we close, let's summarize the key takeaway in simple terms. The Social Security Administration has issued a warning mainly to protect beneficiaries and prevent fraud. Your benefits are still being paid, and most recipients will not see changes to their monthly checks because of this notice. Staying informed, reviewing your records occasionally, and protecting your personal information are some of the best steps you can take to keep your benefits secure. And if you're comfortable sharing, I'd like to hear from you. Let us know in the comments which city or state you're watching from and whether Social Security is your primary retirement income. Your experiences and questions often help other viewers who may be dealing with the same concerns. We're navigating these updates together, one step at a time, with clear information and steady guidance.